Today in this video, we're going to talk about Leandro, Rodrygo, and also Charlie Patino. Yes, people, then welcome back to RASenal TV and welcome back to the RASenal Transfer Center. I want to thank everyone that wished me a happy birthday for yesterday. I had a lovely day yesterday and it was beautiful, but we are back to business. We are back to work and I hope you are all blessed and well. So if you are new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash a like on the video as that helps me greatly. Make sure you have a comment down below and we'll have a talk on this video and all these transfer rumors. Now, what's going to be happening? It's about outgoings. It's about getting in Eze, getting in Rodrygo, but getting those outgoings out. Now, we're going to talk about Charlie Patino very quickly because we had an interview yesterday. And I'm going to talk about this little bit. I'm going to take this little chunk that he had for an interview yesterday about leaving Arsenal because this was another youngster at the time that was coming through Haaland that had a potential future at Arsenal. But at the time, there were a lot of people in his position. And this is what he said. And this is going to be key for the rest of the video. It's all about timing. There were a lot of other players in my position, and at a time it was when Mikel wanted to push for the league and things like that. Things happen for a reason, and we move on. It was a similar thing with Heaven, who went on to Manchester United. A similar thing with Chido Obi Martin as well. There's not enough place unless you are of a level like a Wanyeri, like a Max Dowman, and you're just tearing it up and doing your thing like a Josh Nichols and a Mallory Salmon. Now, if you're not of that ilk and you can really break into the first team, it's just a time for it. And there are some people that can't break into the first team that are not youngsters that are still at Arsenal right now, like a Reece Nelson, like a Samuel Lokonga, like a Fabio Vieira, like a Leandro Trossard, who we're going to talk about right now. Leandro Trossard, I said a few days ago on the RASenal Transfer Center that Brentford were eyeing a move for Leandro Trossard to replace Yona Wissa as well, who is set to be signing for Newcastle very soon. They're still getting that deal. They still need to get the finalizations, the final details of that deal sorted out, but I'm sure they'll get that sorted too. That's why Brentford were eyeing Leandro Trossard. Well, another London club is also eyeing Leandro Trossard, and this was reported by Steve K, and that club is Crystal Palace. Now, this could be interesting in the fact that also Arsenal want to sign Eberici Eze from Crystal Palace. Could there be a swap deal in place? That's what's being reported by Steve K, by ESPN as well, and I believe Football London as well. So, could there be a swap deal in place? I don't think there'll be a swap deal. The reason why I don't think there'll be a swap deal is because Crystal Palace want money up front for this deal. They want a lot of money up front because QPR have a sell-on clause in the deal that got him to Crystal Palace in the first place, and it's around 20%, which is a big fee. It's 20% of the final fee. So Crystal Palace want to make sure they get a lot of money because they know they got to pay some to QPR as well. So will this deal go in place? A lot of things need to happen. So many things need to happen. Trossard is a wanted man. He's wanted by Brentford. He's wanted by Crystal Palace. He's wanted by Atalanta. I think even Dortmund have eyed a move for that of Leandro Trossard. But that Dortmund rumor has not really had any legs over the last few weeks, over the last few days. But right now, it's London. And it could be ideal for Trossard as well, obviously, who is playing at Arsenal, who could absolutely stay in London. He hasn't got to go far. Do you know what I'm saying? It could be a good move for him. It absolutely could be a good move for him. So let's see what happens with Leandro Trossard. He is absolutely a wanted man. Guess who else is a wanted man? That is Rodrygo of Real Madrid. He posted a message on his Instagram yesterday and basically saying this: holidays completed, clear mind, many missions ahead. Now, we know one of his missions is to get in that Brazil squad for 2026, for the 2026 World Cup. That is his main mission. Every single Brazilian wants to represent their country in the World Cup. But how do you get to the World Cup? You need to be playing first team football, brilliant. You need to be playing week in, week out, brilliantly, good form, big team, lights on you, handling the pressure. Is he going to get that at Real Madrid with the signings of Franco Mastantuono, with the Vinicius Jr. on the left? Mbappe can play there. Endrick is now apparently going to be played on the right as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. there is not going to be enough game time for Rodrygo to shine enough to get to the World Cup. So where could he go? We know that Arsenal are the main team that are absolutely in for him. Absolutely, I feel like Arsenal have the best chance of any other team out there that are in for him. Obviously, we know, well, many of you may not know, but Son left Tottenham yesterday, and Tottenham will need a left winger. Will Rodrygo go to Tottenham? It was reported a few weeks ago that Rodrygo is only interested in big clubs. So unless Daniel Levy pays his wages, who knows? Because Daniel Levy was talking about, I want to win the Premier League, I want to win the Champions League. Well, if you want to do that, Levy, you got to put down the big money. And to be fair to him, he brought in Kudos. He wanted to sign Gibbs White as well. That got rebuffed. Gibbs White signed a new deal at Nottingham Forest. Could they go big for Rodrygo? I don't know. Rodrygo only wants to go Arsenal, as far as I know. That is his ideal destination. That was also reported by the Hand of Arsenal, also reported by Steve K as well. So we're going to see how this goes. But Rodrygo's got a clear mind. He wants a clear mind. Many missions ahead. Will one of those missions be coming to Arsenal? We will see. Now, over the weekend, we have been linked to a young defender called Jeremy Jacquet, and he plays for Rennes. But Rennes have already said that he is not for sale, and a report came out this morning that the defender had declined to join Arsenal at the beginning of the summer transfer window. And the reason why that is because he's recently signed a new contract at Rennes. He wants to continue to develop in France, and then maybe later on in a year or so, maybe get a move to a bigger club if that's what he wants, if that's what he chooses and decides. Zubimendi wanted to stay on at Real Sociedad before he wanted to leave. It was a big decision. There are so many situations where players want to stay at their club when they are young as well, to develop just a little bit more and then get that move. And it's also already been reported that Arsenal may actually go back for him next year in the summer, as well as January potentially, but we will see. That will all depend on how the season goes on. If there are any injuries, anything major like that, we will see. That is Jeremy Jacquet. Now, I want to talk about this report that comes from, I think it may be a Turkish outlet, I'm not sure, but apparently Transport want Sambi Lokonga's signature. Apparently so. Now, Sambi Lokonga has been putting cryptic messages on his Instagram talking about maybe fighting for his place at Arsenal. It's going to be hard. He hasn't been used in any of the preseason games so far. The only time he's played football technically was when there was there was a players versus coaches match. Sambi Lokonga started in the coaches started 11. He wasn't with the main team. Hasn't featured on this tour one bit at all. But does he want to stay at Arsenal? I don't know. He's not favoured at the moment by Mikel Arteta at the moment, and that midfield is stacked. That midfield is absolutely stacked. He can play. He can. His positions are the 8, and I'd say, in my opinion, defensive midfield as well. But the 8 is stacked. Defensive midfield is stacked. You're not getting past Zubimendi or Rice in that 6th position. You're not getting past Rice, Marino, potentially Eze in that role now, coming into that position as well. You're not getting past them. So unless you do something special, I don't know what's going to happen with Samuel Lokonga. Sevilla did want to keep him, but asked the fee that Arsenal wanted. Sevilla weren't willing to pay that fee. So we'll see what happens with Albert Sambi Lokonga. But people, that is it. That's all I have to give you. Actually, very briefly as well, it was reported by Fabrizio Romano on the weekend as well that Kivior's future remains open at Arsenal. Arteta would like to keep him. Kivior would like to stay, but it also depends on the player. He wants to play football, and if there is a factor where he could actually get more playing time at another club, he's starting week in, week out. As I said, World Cup year. Are Poland going to the World Cup? I'm not sure. I will confirm. But if they are going to the World Cup, he's going to want to be playing in there as well. So we will see what happens with Jakob Kivior. But yes, that is it for the RASenal Transfer Center. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Make sure you take an umbrella, because I think it's may rain outside today if it hasn't already rained already. So make sure you roll safe. Any breaking news will be back later. If not, we will be back tomorrow with another RASenal Transfer Center. Love and guidance, people. Make sure you subscribe to RASenal TV, and we'll be back tomorrow. Love and guidance, people. Peace.